Hello and welcome to the Everything is Black and White podcast. It's time for episode 12 of Just Take 3 with me, Andrew Musgrove, and
Me, Sam Mulliner.
welcome back, Sam. How are you keeping? You well?
Yes, in reasonable good form. It's the dreaded international break, isn't it? That means I don't have to do a prediction for the future, which nearly came right again. Had Gordon not missed the penalty, unfortunately, which was gutting. Bit unlucky that game, wasn't it? But hopefully we come back refreshed and actual with a proper striker or two after this break.
Fingers crossed. That's what I'm keeping everything crossed for, is the return of Alexander Isak. I'm not going to place any bets on Callum Wilson, but can we get Isak back to score a few goals? It's funny though, isn't it? He's only scored once this season, yet we're all longing for his return.
Yeah, I get that, but you can tell when he doesn't play, we miss him terribly. I mean, Gordon played well in the two games he's played alone furrow up in the centre of the attack, but you're still just missing him. I thought we really missed him against Everton.
No, I agree with you, and potentially, well, not potentially, it was in my view 2 points dropped, but at least they've not lost. That's the main thing. You're obviously, with the ambitions of European football, you have to be beating teams like Everton, but still adding to that good platform to build on further after the international break, like you say. Hopefully, when they have Alexander Isak back.
Well, there was a lot of that attitude, wasn't there, in the season we finished fourth? Like, because it wasn't all smooth sailing. There was a few games that maybe we should have won, and it was drawn and whatever, and at least we didn't lose, kind of thing was said a couple of times. So, it's a big run of games coming up there now after this break. It's some tricky fixtures, so it's a real test to see where we're at.
It certainly is, but they tend to go up a level against these better sides like Arsenal, like Chelsea. I mean, Brighton's going to be a test as well next weekend. So fingers crossed they can build on what has been a decent few weeks in terms of, I was going to say in terms of results, but in terms of performances as well, because the City performance was good. The Everton performance was particularly good from a defensive point of view. It was just lacking that final ball, that kind of clinical edge in front of goal. So enough positives when it comes to the performances, which have been the biggest criticism of Eddie Howe's team in the opening weeks of the season, to be optimistic.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think on another day, that game against Everton could have been 2 or 3-0 in our favour, but it just we just got a bit unlucky.
Yeah. Nice fetching red Newcastle United tracksuit top that you're wearing there. Have you bought any of the retro stuff yet?
It's the hoodie. No, I haven't, because as you well know, it's at the time of recording, my wife's birthday is tomorrow. So I have purchased her presents and her presents off our two children as well. So no, it's still going to have to wait another month before I get my hands on any of that retro merch. I did sample some of it when before the Man City home game. I did nip in the club shop to take a look at a few prospective items. So I know what I want and what I don't want now.
The issue is everyone's got them. You can't walk down the street without someone wearing one of those lovely tracksuits. I suppose that's a good thing.
In rural Staffordshire, I don't have that same issue.
Are you the only magpie in the village?
No. On the school run, there's two other dads who wear the occasional Newcastle United coat. So I was quite surprised.
Have you introduced yourself? Do they know that you're on Newcastle Fans TV, Sam Mulliner?
No, I haven't. No to all of those. I imagine. I don't know if they know. No, there's three dads who are Newcastle fans, because one does know who I am. The other two, I don't know. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to go up to people and go, "Do you know who I am?" Because that would be embarrassing and pathetic and just all around hideous. Because why should they know who I am? I'm still very much a nobody in relative terms. But no, I'm not the only Newcastle fan in the village. There are at least 4 or 3 others that live here.
I feel like, they say in Newcastle, you're never more than 4 or 5 steps away from a Greg's. I think when you get out of Newcastle, you're never 4 or 5 steps away from a Newcastle fan because there's always one somewhere, isn't there? There's always one
Oh,
around the corner. It's
we get
wonderful.
everywhere. We get everywhere. It's great.
It's absolutely glorious. Would you like to introduce today's category? It was your pick.
Yeah, it was. I think enough weeks have passed now, so it's safe to do it.
You were ready to do this literally the week after the topic that is linked to this category, weren't you?
Yes, but I thought we would best leave it a few weeks because otherwise it looks a bit desperate, creative wise. But yeah, this week's topic is away kits slash third kits. I suppose change kits would be the banner we can put it under. So away kits, third kits, fourth kits, the change strips. For Newcastle, yeah, is this week's topic. So we'll bundle
Before
them
you,
all into one because I think separating these two away and third kits would be a bit desperate. So we'll group them together.
yeah, because I think actually some people's memories, including mine, get them mixed up as it away, as it a third. So probably right that we bundle them in together. Before we start, Sam, before you reveal your first pick, just explain the how this show works. What are we doing? It's your
Are
turn
you
to
getting me
explain
to
it this time.
explain
I'm
it
getting
this
you to
week?
do it this week.
Okay. Wow. Big responsibility. So the premise of the show is that we are stuck on a desert island, very much separate desert islands in a kind of Tom Hanks castaway scenario, and we can only take 3 of our selected items from the weekly topic with us. So this week's topic being change kits, essentially picking our favourite 3 each week. So we've had some very memorable topics in the previous 11 weeks. Favourite goals, and a few weeks back we did the home shirts. So now is the time of the away and third kits, the change Newcastle United shirts.
And the difference with this category, as it was with the home picks, is that they're actually going to somehow wash up on the shore. So we're going to have them in person.
I mean,
Whether we,
Amazon will literally deliver anywhere.
whether we burn them for well, no, because if it was Amazon,
No.
if there was Amazon, we'd be ordering firelighters and matches and tents
Oh,
and
you
stuff.
don't need firelighters to start a fire, man. You're such you've got a log burner as well.
No, what I'm saying is you
No,
don't,
no, no.
but
Right,
it would
this
be
is
handy if you want an
Musgrave
island.
Senior. This is your job for the winter. You need to teach Andrew how to light his log burner without the use of firelighters.
No, my point was it would be of ease to have it rather than rubbing your hands like this on a stick and then trying to create the spark.
You don't. Well,
Anyway,
yeah.
enough of trying to start fires, you twisted fire starter. Let us go with your first pick.
So we'll get as always, we'll get the obvious one out of the way first, because it's been replicated not once but twice now since this current season being a fantastic replica of it, and of course it is the classic horizontal blue and maroon stripes, the original brown ale from the 90s, and it's just as close to the perfect away kit as you could ever wish for. It's iconic. There's a reason why it's been replicated. Puma tried, and it was okay. And now Adidas have gone for this retro look for this current season. Brilliant marketing campaign, of course, and it looks spectacular. But the original with the brown ale on, it just goes hand in hand with the famous black and white Grandad collar of the same era. It's just perfect, and this is the penalty kick. This is the obvious one to get out of the way first because it is just the best.
I like the Adidas. It's just written on, isn't it? Adidas. There's no
Same
logo of
as
it.
the home, which
Yeah.
if you remember when we did the home kits, it kind of like surprised us that we'd kind of forgotten that minor detail. But it is just written in plain old Adidas, no logo. The brown ale logo is superb, and I think when deciding the other 2 kits, I was going to pick. because obviously there's so many to choose from, and such fine margins, narrowing it down to three. The sponsor and how the sponsor logo looks on a shirt does make the world of difference. So, in my opinion, anyway. So, yeah, this just so much character in that shirt, so many great memories, and it's just fantastic. Look at it.
Do you think it is the memories that elevates this to the top of the tree? Because if you forget what happened and the football they were playing and the players they had and what nearly happened, if you were just presented with this shirt and the colours, blue and maroon, it's not necessarily a winner, is it? But clearly it has gone on to become a winner. And obviously when we first saw it, it quickly became a winner. But I'm just wondering, why do you think it captured the imagination of Newcastle fans and has continued to do so 30 years on?
Um, I was probably a bit too young to really remember the reaction it got when it first came out, because when you're a 5 or 6 year old, kit reactions aren't really at the forefront of your mind when supporting your team. When you're first introduced to this stupid game of football, but it looks. I think it looks. I still know. I still think it looks great. Something a bit different, a little bit quirky, if you like, and it's proper. It's proper 90s, isn't it? It's proper. I mean, you look back at it now, and you just, yeah. So I think that it's a combination of two, really. On the point you've asked there, yes, obviously it's in the memory of it is enhanced because um, of the era and the team that wore it, but just as a standout shirt, I think it looks great.
No, I'm
White
not
shorts
surprised.
as well. White shorts makes all the difference too.
Well, I was going to say I didn't remember the white shorts, but actually looking at this picture of Sir Les, yeah, the white shorts make a big, big difference with the blue trim down the side. Castle badge on one side, Adidas written on the other. And what really stands out, if you go back in time, it's the first time since the 1969 to 1974, those years where they had a red away kit, or something with red in it.
Not red, it's
Between the
maroon.
maroon, between those years, it was either blue, yellow, grey, or green. So it marked a very big contrast. I mean, even in the 5 years or 4 years that Sir John Hall was in charge up to that point, you're talking a yellow away kit, a blue away kit, a green away kit, and then you come to this one. So it marked a big, big difference. But also, it was Adidas's first away kit, and what an away kit to present to the fans.
That's setting the bar pretty damn high, isn't it? Um, yeah, it's absolutely spectacular. So yeah, like you say, the previous away kits were A, those colours, and B, just the one colour. So introducing two colours on one shirt was probably at the time quite a big deal. It is I just never get tired of looking at that. Like the picture for audio listeners, because I think of you. Andrew's got a picture of Les Ferdinand where sporting that kit, and I just never tire of looking at that time where the team wore that strip, and yeah, everything down to the detail. Look at the stripes down the arm. Doesn't start like now. Doesn't really start from the shoulder. It's kind of like there's a little minor detail there where it starts a bit lower down, just to make it look a bit more unique. It's yeah, I just think it's as close to perfect as you can get. And how lucky were we to have that and the original iconic Adidas kit as well, with the Grandad collar, black and white stripes, brown ale at the same time.
Yeah, because very rarely you get a brilliant home kit and a brilliant away kit, but definitely here they have done, and definitely this time around, actually, I think it's close to perfection as you can get with the three kits they've produced here, and then you chuck in the retro kit as well. This season, the Adidas just seem to do things very, very well.
Well, there's a reason why they're the best. They've had a few misses, which is to be expected. But yeah, the stuff they come up with is just beyond our wildest dreams, and it just works so much, and it's so iconic. Yeah, just what a start. And yeah, it's just, I know I've said it a couple of times, but it's just as close to perfect as you can get. It is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of it. I was back then. I had it, and I've now got one of those kind of, because annoyingly, I don't know why, and someone in the comments might be able to relate to this, but kind of every kit that I had as a kid, like went to the charity shop or got donated elsewhere,
Yeah.
they weren't held on to. So I've had to go and get like like one of those kind of, how would you describe it? It's that
Yeah,
kit,
I
but it's not the
know. I
original.
have a um, similar tale to tell, really, with my mum, who I don't let her forget it now, because being a bit of a goalkeeper growing up, I had some of these old, really rare Newcastle goalkeeper kits. So I had the orange one with the kind of black circly chevron things around it. I had the purple one with the big horse thing kind of on it as well. Um, Charity shop. All of them, charity shop. So somewhere, whoever bought them in Newport, Shropshire, has them somewhere. I've bought a few back down the years, not the goalkeeper ones, but some are some I've been able to get in my size, some I haven't, and this unfortunately is one that isn't in my size, because um, I'm a bit of a well, I'm overweight. So yeah, it's tricky. So yeah,
It's
it's
funny, isn't it?
frustrating.
I think, and I love this actually because it's exactly what they should be doing. But charity shops have become very, very aware of how much people can actually get for retro kits. And now whenever we go to Hexham and we have a little walk around Hexham, there's a lovely park there for the little one and nice little cafe to get a coffee. I always just say to the missus, I'm just going to pop into this charity shop and see if they've got anything. I'm looking for Newcastle shirts, but goodness me, if I tell her that, I'll be bothered. But yeah, I'm looking for Newcastle United shirts. I went in the other day, and this has happened quite a few times actually in the past few months, where they've got Newcastle United shirts, but they've hung them up behind the till, and the price tag on is quite eye-watering because they know, and it's not necessarily that I would buy it to sell it on and make profit. I would buy it and probably hang it up here in our new studio, hang it up, or maybe even frame it and put it in a frame sort of thing. But they know a lot of people do come in and buy them and sell them on for profit. So they've got them behind the till for probably what is market value as well, as opposed to the 7 or 8 quid that probably used to be selling them at 3 or 4 years ago. I love it. I love the fact that they've clicked onto that because, at the end of the day, it's raising money for important causes, but it does make us chuckle.
Yeah. So the ones I got back through various sources, I don't think I've ever bought one for a charity shop. Purely down to location. There's not that many going around down here, but yeah, since the takeover, maybe just before then, that's when these shirts really skyrocketed in value. I was quite fortunate that I got pretty much all of mine before that happened. I have got every outfield shirt since 95. But yeah, the most I've paid for one is £100. But considering like new shirts now are 80, I mean, it's still too much, but I don't think it's too bad in relative terms.
Well, a wonderful way to start the show. I'm going to deliver my pick, and I'm just going to go back a couple of seasons to the one that you've chosen, and it is this one. For those listening, it is the away kit that was used between 1991 and 1993. There was a sponsorship change during that time. It went from Greenalls to McEwen Lager, and it is the yellow away shirt with kind of green triangles at a kind of an angle on them, very faint green triangles, green shorts. It's made by Umbro. You've got a green collar. You've got green trims around the sleeves. You've got obviously the Newcastle United badge on one side, the Umbro badge on the other. Blue numbers on the back, white toggles on the shorts. Really quite Christmas tree-like shorts. Actually, the color of them, they're very shiny, especially in this picture. And of course, this picture is taken at Roker Park. after Newcastle United beat Sunderland. And probably this shirt is most famous because of Liam O'Brien popping one over the wall against nearest and dearest down the road. But I love this shirt. I actually had this shirt as a little, and I think it was probably the second shirt I ever had as a kid. So much so that I went and bought it as an adult again through the kind of not the original, but close enough version of it. It's just I just really like it. I just think everything on it just works really well.
Yeah, you picked an Umbro one as well for the home kits, didn't you?
Mm.
So are you a secret Umbro fan?
Do you know what? It's looking that way, isn't it?
Because so there's a few things I like about this shirt, and there's a few things I dislike. Well, no, just one really. I love the numbers on the back, the blue numbers. I think that's fantastic. I think the McEwen's lager looks fine, because like as I hinted at earlier, like the wrong sponsorship, the wrong shirt sponsor on it can really make or break a shirt. I just look at that kit and just think Norwich.
Oh, interesting. I can see where you're coming from, and maybe some people in the
Um,
comments would agree with you. I can see your point of view there. But then, you could say that about any shirt that you look at, really. Could you argue
well,
that
hang on. Well, no, you couldn't because look at my first pick. Who could you say that's like?
a red one, maybe? They're blue and white, aren't they? That was a bad choice. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, that one maybe aside, but for the majority, you could maybe argue they look alike. I mean, one thing that frustrates me today, you watch a Manchester United's goalkeeper, and he's wearing pretty much the same top that Nick Pope is. That frustrates us. Like the design is pretty much
Well,
the
I
same.
think whilst we were praising Adidas earlier, I think one of their major flaws is all the goalkeeper shirts are exactly the same.
Yeah,
Our goalkeeper shirts the same as Villa's, the same as the Italy national squad. They are all the same, and I think that's something that Adidas need to look at actually, because I think it's a massive letdown.
it is
Um,
because people look at it and think, well, actually, all that's different is is the badge and the sponsor. You want a unique design. That they just don't have with the goalkeeper jerseys today. But this top that I've picked, I think again it goes back to the memories of when it was worn. When it was worn, we were just kind of on the cusp of something really, really special with Kevin Keegan and the Entertainer squad. I mean, in this picture alone, you've got Lee Clark there, you've got David Kelly, and you've got Steve Howe. Three legends of the club. You had Mick Quinn wearing this shirt at one point. And I talk about this picture that's on the screen now, Liam O'Brien over the wall. But also you've got the memories of David Kelly down at Grimsby,
yeah,
securing promotion in the championship for Newcastle to the top flight. And if you think about what had gone on the 2 years previous, the first season this was won, Newcastle finished 11th. The second season, it was a final day of the season survival mission, thanks to a wonderful own goal by Gary Walsh, I think it was. Keegan had come in, he turned it around, but then they'd fallen off a little bit, and there was a real chance to be going down to the old third division.
yeah.
Season later, they get promoted to the Premier League. It's about the whole journey, and this shirt was there all the way along that journey, and then up to the Premier League. And that night at Grimsby, Cleethorpes, I mean, beautiful first goal by Andy Cole, and then for David Kelly to wrap it off, getting his
I
25th
thought you were
goal.
going to say beautiful part of the world then.
Well, my
It's really
in-laws
not.
do reside in Cleethorpes. I mean, look, on a sunny day, they've got a lovely beach on a nice sunny day. It's definitely worth a little visit.
Mm,
But this time of year, probably not. Nice fish and chips,
yeah.
though. If the father-in-law and mother-in-law are listening, what a wonderful place to visit. But yeah, wonderful goal by Andy Cole. And then David Kelly, 25th goal of the season, wraps it up. And if you watch the camera angle, it like literally squeezes in by the post. It is like so perfect the way he rounds the keeper and puts it home. And what I didn't realize until doing a little bit of research, because there's 2,500, 3,000 Newcastle fans at the ground, they don't move. They do not go. So the Grimsby fans go home. the Newcastle team goes into the dressing room, the champagne poured over Keegan, and everyone's having a few bevs. And I think this is rather unique. The players come back out to celebrate with the away fans, which watching the highlights of it was, I think, rather special. And they're
Yeah,
all in this wonderful kit.
brilliant. So, to kind of ask the same question that you asked me for my first pick, then is it more the kind of memories associated that you have with this kit as opposed to the actual look of the shirt itself?
Yes, but it's not heavily weighted in that. I genuinely just like the design of this. I just think it works. I get the Norwich point you're making, but I just like it. And again, it's we've got an embroidered badge on there. I mean, what I would give for a properly embroidered badge on modern day kits,
Well, you're
because
a
that
marathon runner. You know all about the dangers of nipple chafage.
I do. And then is that the reason they don't do it this time around? Is that?
So I'm led to believe, yeah.
Oh, interesting. But I do love a good embroidered badge. But no, I like this kit. I think it's very simple and very effective, and it just works for me. It just, yeah, I just think the yellow works.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I by no means dislike it. Like I say, I love the blue numbers on the back. It's great. Yeah, strong start.
Yeah, fantastic. Let us know in the comments what you think of our first two picks. Sam, what's your next pick?
So this was from the Mike Ashley era. It was when we were relegated to the Championship for the first time, and it was the final year of Adidas' first time around. This is the third kit from that season, which we barely wore. Um,
Well, I was
it
going to
is,
say this one and your next pick. I really struggled to find an in-action shot of it. From Getty, who's what we use here at the Chronicle. I struggled. I really struggled to find an in-action shot. So we've taken this one off soccerbible.com. But yeah, it's gone. I just wanted to point that out that I did try.
yeah, well, yeah, we barely. I don't think we ever won in this shirt either in that championship season. I can only remember one or two games we wore it. I think it was one of the bad results away from home. I can't remember whether it was Scunthorpe away that we wore this one, or was it the yellow one? It might have been Blackpool away as well. Actually, it's one of those two where we lost the away games. But it's the blue and black vertical stripes. And it goes Adidas logo at the top, followed by the Newcastle crest, all down the centre, all centralised. Adidas logo, Newcastle logo, and then Northern Rock. So yeah, it was the final year of Adidas, and obviously no great memories of on the pitch action with this kit. I just think it looks brilliant, and it's just so underrated and rare because the team barely wore it. It again, like I said earlier, I own this one. And it's one of my favourite ones to wear. I think it looks superb, and it's just a rare commodity.
It's the central placement of everything that really does it for me with this one. I love the fact that everything's just straight down the middle.
Yeah, and I think obviously it was the same season that we had the custard cream yellow two-tone yellow away kit, which was also centralised. But obviously that one took much of the attention because it was like a custard cream. Um, so this one never really got spoken about, and it went so under the radar. Um, yeah, it's I think it looks superb.
So now you've mentioned it, it was Blackpool away, and I've
Yeah, I
just
knew
put
it
a
was one
picture
or
up
the other. I
there.
think the Scunthorpe one was the yellow kit from memory.
Yeah, it was the yellow kit. I've just put the picture up there of Andy Carroll celebrating alongside Danny Guthrie and Danny Simpson, and actually seeing it being worn. It is a very nice kit.
Oh,
It is a
it's
really nice
great.
kit.
Yeah, it really is. Fun fact, despite this was, I think this was in the depths of winter, this game when we played Blackpool away and lost. Obviously, Blackpool won the playoffs that season when we went up with West Brom, but such was their surprise that they beat us. They released that game on DVD.
No. Well,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
money to be made.
yeah, absolutely. little did they know at that time anyway that they'd be swanning it in the Premier League the year after that. But yeah, there's, like I said, there's no emotional attachment to this kit. There's no great memories of Newcastle United doing the business on the pitch in this kit. This is just one that I like to wear. 'Cause I think it looks absolutely superb.
Do you know what? This never even came into my thinking when we were picking these
No,
away
because
kits.
it's so understated and it goes under the radar.
But I'm just sat here looking at it, and goodness me, it is an absolutely gorgeous kit.
It
It
is.
really, really is. The way it's got, so they've got a black back, and the way that kind of comes down the side of the front adds to it as well. It really, really does. Yeah, it's really nice. It is really nice. The numbers on the shorts and on the back, probably the only criticism, but that's a championship font kind of
Yeah, you
style
can't do
thing.
anything about that.
But the kit
That's
itself,
every everyone had to have that, didn't they? And
yeah.
they weren't the best.
I mean, we probably always think about the other kit from that time, which was the yellow one, like we've spoken about before. I
Yeah, the
hate that
custard
kit.
cream.
I do not like that kit. And actually,
No,
when I
it's
mentioned
awful.
it last time, a lot of people said, "Oh, I've got it. I like it." Not for me. If this had been the other way around and that had been the away kit, then take my money out of your ass.
Well, it could be an idea that they come back to during this current realm of sponsorship, so they can do it properly, because yeah, it's so underrated and under the radar and forgettable in that sense, because we barely wore it. There might have been only one other game to that Blackpool defeat that we actually wore that kit. Answers in the comments or in a stamped addressed envelope, if you know the games where we wore it, other than that Blackpool away. But yeah, it's an absolute perler of a shirt. I'd love to see us have that kind of design again, because really nice shade of blue to complement the black stripe, and yeah, I think it's absolutely spot on.
We're right in thinking the home kit, like all three designs that were very similar, just different colours, right?
Just different colour stripes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they all
So it
have the
shows you can,
exact same layout of logo, crest, and sponsor.
it shows you can do the basic things very well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the kind of true to form from Adidas at that time. They'd gone through a couple of stages like that, where all kits had the same basic principle of design, but obviously the colours were changed.
Hmm. Yeah, no, excellent pick. Let us know in the comments what you think. I will go with my second choice then. And it is this one. And look, people who follow the podcast will know at least one of my next two picks, and it's probably the one that you think I'm going to choose. And it is this beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful red number from the 2012-13 season. Virgin Money sponsor. You've got it's made by Puma. You've got kind of a black kind of, I don't know what you would describe it as, going across the kind of shoulder collar bit. It's kind of an angled kind of,
collar.
yeah, but the collar's black, but you've got that like bit that goes across the shoulder, haven't you? It's not fully across.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of extended to the one side to
Kind of like
fit,
a
to enhance the
rectangle on an
Puma badge.
angle with a Puma badge in it. You've got that. You've got as you said, the kind of the black or darkish blue around the collar. You've got that around the bottom of the arms as well. It's just a very, very, very simple and basic design, but I absolutely love it. This is one that I've still got today. The original one. I think the Virgin Money sponsorship looks really good, and obviously, we had to see this sponsorship change because of what happened with Northern Rock and what have you. And Virgin came in. I think it works really well on this strip. The badge isn't embroidered, which is a shame, but I tend to wear this one on Monday Night Football when we play week in, week out. This is the one I wear, and it just feels really nice. It fits really nice. The material's really good. And obviously, this is Demba Ba celebrating against Reading, which people know is just my most favourite goal ever scored by a Newcastle United player. The Tiote long ball over the top and Bar, watching it drop down over his shoulder and on the volley. I just love this shirt. It is arguably, well, is it my favourite? It's not my favourite, but it's within the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, this one came fourth for me. This was the one that just missed out. Yeah, I think it looks great. You're using the R word a lot in these red. You're setting yourself up for a
That is
fall.
red.
I think this is the same color as the hoodie I'm wearing, and it's maroon.
I mean, I'm not too precious. I mean, are you saying I shouldn't be using red because of the links down the road?
Well, you don't, and it's
I mean, if
not
that's
just
rocking
red, but
people's boats when you listen to this, I think you need to get out a little bit more. I mean, come on, that's
oh,
red. That's red.
scathing. That's not very Reach PLC.
I mean, if you're staying awake because someone mentions that the Newcastle strip is red and it's too close to Sunderland. I mean, it is red. That is
Dark
red.
red. It's a very dark maroon burgundy kind of affair, I think.
I just think it's really simple, and I just like it when things are nice and simple and effective. They don't try to be too clever with it. They don't do the daft thing where they put like little faint time bridges on a shirt and all that. I just like it when it's just plain and simple, and it leads it to be very effective.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I really like this one. As I say, this was the one that just missed out on my top three, to be honest. I think it's Puma's best effort of a shirt by far. They weren't always the most creative with their designs, but I think they nailed it with this one. I think just to defend Puma a little bit against my own point, the sponsor didn't help things. Like I mentioned that a couple of times now. I don't think the sponsors that we had, the two after the Virgin Money deal finished, helped their designs at all whatsoever, because they were just ugly logos. But yeah, this one it all came together, didn't it? And it works so well. Again, that team could have achieved a lot more than what it did. Yeah, you always remember this for Bar. I always kind of think of Kabai when I see this shirt. So yeah, really good team, and yeah, really nice shirt.
This was the strip they wore the season that they had that run to the UEFA Cup or the Europa League. Was it the quarters or the semis? They got knocked out by Benfica in the end, didn't they?
Benfica, yeah.
It was quarters, I think, they got knocked out. But I mean, was it that the campaign itself was some wonderful memories. I remember Stephen Taylor celebrating with a disabled fan right at the death after I think Cisse scored a very late header, and some wonderful memories. That memory always
Against
sticks with me.
Angie.
Yeah, no, was it? Was it to James Park? I can't remember the game. It might have been, but I can't remember the game it was. But I can remember him score. I remember the celebration is what sticks with us. But yeah, the season domestically was a disaster. I mean, 16th to finish. It wasn't good in the Premier League, and it was all down to the fact that they didn't strengthen.
Lack of investment.
Yeah, didn't strengthen enough in the summer that they finished fifth. And had they done, I think we really would have seen Newcastle become a real top six force under Mike Ashley, but obviously just it wasn't to be. And it's interesting you mentioned the way strips that followed after that, because I'm looking at them now. There are some, shall we say, questionable ones that came after.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that was down to the logos. Do you want me to say the name of the companies?
We'll not slander that. I know. I think people will be able to.
I'm not going to slander them. I'm just going to name them and
In
say
Sam's opinion, the Wonga logo was not helpful for Puma, and nor was the Fun 88 one. We shall leave it there.
I don't think they complemented our shirts very well, because the fourth kit that Puma did, which was half white, half black, I think had the potential to be, and yeah, I think that had potential to be an absolute worldie of a shirt, but I think the logo just ruins it a bit.
Well, and then they followed up that half and half one with a third one the season after, which was green and blue, which again split opinion. But I remember Iosi Perez scoring against Spurs, I think, with that one. But the one that stands out
West
after
Brom
that
as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. What about the white fourth kit in 2014-15 with the black kind of V under the collar? Do you remember that one?
I do. Well, yeah, I own it. Of course, I remember it.
I think that's got that had a huge potential actually. But yeah, I think in terms of away kits with Puma, this one was probably the best one up until people might argue their attempt at the Adidas 95, 96 one, or I was a fan of the orange third kit in 2019-20. I did like that one.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Joe Linton one against Spurs?
Yeah.
It's not one that's ever really crossed my mind that to being fantastic. I preferred the blue one, to be honest. Was that the same season or the season? I think it was the season before, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the season before because it was the 125th anniversary kit. But yeah, the two fourth kits where you had to be a member to purchase them, if I remember correctly. I prefer the half and half one to the V one.
But very, very unique designs. We talk about wanting designs to be unique. I mean, especially that V one. I mean, and the half and half one. It's something we've never seen prior or before. So
No, I
we
think
credit
that
them
half
on.
and half one was really good. Really good. Might wear that next time I come up. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just the logo. Just I think it lets it down big style.
Well, there we go. And let us know in the comments what you think. Come on then, Sam. What's your third pick?
So it's a two-tone green away kit from 2004, if I remember
Is it
rightly.
green?
Teal.
Again, I
Two-tone.
struggled. In my
So
head, sorry, Sam, I was
you
going to say in my head, I had Owen scoring against either Blackburn or West Ham, but I must have been mistaken because when I've gone to find it, I couldn't find it again.
West
You're
Brom.
going to tell me, where you most remember it from.
West Brom away. We won
West
3-0.
Brom, that was it. I knew it had a West in it. Go on then,
Yeah,
you describe
West
what
Brom.
our
It was
listeners can't see.
yeah, it was a Super Sunday game. Shearer and Owen. Yeah, 3-0 away from home at the Hawthorns.
Oh, there it
Um,
is.
yeah, you got it now.
I got it. I'm just
You're
downloading it.
gonna
You go on
supply our
screen.
viewers with a better image.
But go on, while I'm doing that, you describe what is on the screen right now.
I just really, really like it. It's similar to the kits we were talking about earlier with the kind of vertical stripes. However, this time it's a much more classic look with slightly thinner stripes. The kind of when you see it in the flesh, it looks a bit different to in photos. I think it's like a teal kind of color, and see on that photo, it almost looks black. The other stripe on it, but it's not. Yeah, I think it looks really smart, and it was that classic Adidas look at the time, where kind of traditional layout of shirt sponsors and crests and logos or whatever. Really nice effect with the white stripes down the sleeves. I just thought it was smart, really, really smart. I want as soon as I saw it, I wanted it, but I had to wait till Christmas, as was the time. Yeah, still got it now, obviously, and yeah, it's really, really smart kit. I mean, we all know my feelings about Michael Owen, but that's not enough to deter me when looking at this magnificent shirt.
Again, it's very similar to the home kit, isn't it? If my memory serves me correct. So again, they've kind of just slightly tweaked it to obviously make it an away jersey.
Yes, I think the home kit had thicker stripes
Yeah, had
than
less stripes and thicker stripes, perhaps, but I think the
fewer.
overarching design was
Supposed to be a
probably.
journalist, man. Fewer stripes.
Oh, sorry, I stand corrected. Thank you for that. I'm surprised you picked this one because for me, there's nothing about it.
Really?
Yeah, there's nothing. It's just very boring and plain.
I think it just looks smart. I think it's quite. Yeah, smart is. I don't know what other word I was going to use to describe it.
I think
It's
the best thing
really
about
smart.
it is the way the Northern Rock sponsor stands out on it. I think it's really quite punchy. And you're kind of drawn to it. But in terms of the actual design with the color and then the stripes, it doesn't do it for me at all.
Well, I don't know.
No, I don't think
It's
it's
always one.
memorable.
I don't know. Some people might disagree. Some people may well agree, and that's fine. I don't know. It's one that I've always kind of thought fondly of. To be honest, it's just kind of personal affinity and personal opinion, I suppose. If you don't find it a classic, that's fine. I respect your opinion to a point. But yeah, no, I've always liked that one. I've always really liked it. I like to wear that one. That's good.
It marked a big difference to the one season before, which was bright yellow. If people remember it. Patrick Kluivert and Alan Shearer as the strike
That
force.
that was the European kit.
Hmm.
That wasn't an
Wasn't the
away
away
kit.
one. So that
Yeah,
was the yellow one was the third kit, and the away kit was kind of dark blue with light blue stripes. Yeah, 2004. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, it was. It was. The away kit was very similar to the home kit of the season after, where you had less
yeah,
stripes, thicker stripes. But yeah, I mean, the season that this kit that you've chosen, Newcastle got the semi-finals of the Intertoto Cup, something to celebrate. You got the fourth round of the League Cup and sixth round of the FA Cup, finished seventh under, it was eventually under Glenn Roeder because he took over
yeah.
in
There's a
February.
tremendous revival towards the end of the season, wasn't there, to finish in Europe? Yeah, really good time towards the end of that season, wasn't there? And yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised you don't like. I'm surprised you said it's boring. I think boring is a bit harsh.
Mm,
I really like the color of it.
it just doesn't do it for me. But as I said, all about opinion.
What's wrong
Right.
with that color?
There's nothing memorable. And this comes from someone who,
Well, how can a color? How can you describe a color as memorable?
but just the kit in general, like it doesn't stand out. It doesn't grab me personally. The only thing that grabs, like I say, is the way the sponsorship's actually really quite eye catching in terms of the way it stands off. It just doesn't do it for me. And I'm someone who genuinely dresses in kind of black and blue. I'm not a person who wears bright colours. So, but as a kit,
I'm
there's not
shocked.
that doesn't grab us at all. Not at all. But as you said, it's your opinion. And you'll probably laugh at it when I show you what my third
You
choice
best
is.
make this a banger now, because otherwise
It's
you're
going to be the
getting
orange one. No, it's not. It's actually going to be one probably just equally as dull. And people say, Andrew, you're just talking out your backside as usual. But here we go. I love this kit. I love this kit. I
okay.
love the gentleman who I've got on the screen wearing it. It's Gary Speed. And it's just a really nice kit. It is from the 2000-2001 season. It is the black away kit with blue kind of, how do you describe it? Blue between the chest and the arms, kind of the armpit area would be a good maybe
Yeah.
way to describe it. Black collar,
I've
white trim on the collar. Go
mm,
on.
I think you've hit the post,
Oh, I've hit the post. Go on.
because you could have had the what was it the one after or the one before, which was the blue one.
Let me just check my notes. The blue one's the blue one is the one after, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know, but I like this one, me. I like this one. I like this black one. I remember it was. I think it was maybe the first one I bought, kind of with my own money. Do you know? Like people say, "Oh, what was the first record you bought by yourself?" This is, I think, probably the first kit that I bought by myself. I'm going to the shop and getting it. Embroidered badge, Adidas on the other side, NTL. Obviously, was usually purple and green. Here it is a white N with a black T and L with white trim around those letters, and the colon is white. I think the blue running down the side is nice. Full sleeve of stripes, and the collar is really nice as well with a
Long
black
sleeve as
collar.
well.
Yeah,
Long sleeve.
black collar with a white trim leading down to like kind of where the buttons would be, and then that middle bit covered with blue. And again, you could say, well, party memories. I mean, it wasn't the most electrifying season for Newcastle United under Sir Bobby Robson. It was his first full season. Finished 11th, out of the FA Cup in the 3rd round, out of the League Cup in the 4th round. Shearer only scoring 7 and 23 goals. But it was the start of something special in the Sir Bobby Robson, just building those foundations to go on to bigger and better things. And this kit, for me, always reminds me of Sir Bobby. I think, and it's due to the fact that it was his first full season, if I'm not mistaken. And again, it's very basic, it's very simple. Okay, it's not the punchiness that I complained about your last pick, Sam. So I'm hypocritical slightly, but I really do like this shirt.
Yeah, it's by no means a bad one. It is a very, very good one. Yeah, proper kit, proper player. Again, the white shorts is a favourite of many out there. Doesn't always work, but it works nicely with this one. Yeah, it's simplicity isn't always a bad thing by any stretch. So yeah, I don't dislike it. I'm not gonna stick the boot in like you tried to do with me for my final pick. But yeah, I like that. And like you say, with that time, it was the rebuild season, wasn't it? Was that the season Daniel Cordone played for us?
It was Mr. Cardoni on
But
loan.
I bet you can't find a picture of Cordone wearing that shirt.
I'll do my best bet. Where did he arrive from? Do you remember?
Oh, that's a question.
Do you know? He came in on loan with, where's he gone? Or maybe not. Maybe he came on loan the previous season, because I'm sure he was here a season and a half, was he not?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Because I've got him going out on this bit of research that I've got here. So maybe it was the season prior that he actually played.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know why it is? Because when you mentioned the blue one, I took it for the season, so I've gone back and it was, sorry, my mistake. He did arrive the season that this kit was used, and he arrived from Racing Club on a loan. Christian Basidas came in as well at June. £3.5 million.
With some kind of weight of expectation as well. Basidas, didn't he? But no, he was pretty terrible, wasn't he? Carl Court was just injury prone, bless him. Who I think, didn't I read it? I mean, I read this on the internet, so it must be true. Is Carl Court living in America now, being an Uber driver?
Yes, not verified that I've seen that is the case, but I've seen the screenshot in which you're talking about that. Yes, he's working in Las Vegas apparently as an Uber driver, but that's not 100% stood up. But I know what you're talking about, which is
there's only one man to get on the case.
Who?
Kieran Kelly.
Okay. Liam O'Brien is also.
Going to say?
I didn't know which road you were going to go down there. I thought you might name another YouTuber or something. I was a bit scared for a moment. Liam O'Brien is also a taxi driver in Dublin. There you go.
Really?
Yes. One of our colleagues bumped into him when were they in Dublin for a tour a few years back, and they ended up getting into Liam O'Brien's taxi without even realizing that it was Liam O'Brien.
That makes me feel a bit sad.
Yeah, but it's that era, isn't it? It's like, this is the thing. We're going off top here, but like, if you were a footballer who played at the very top level, but your time was like say the year 2000, when things really started to take off in terms of money and your weekly wage and sponsorships and commercial deals, you might be kicking yourself thinking, all that fortune I've missed out on. But then it's not about the money, is it?
Yeah, no, I get that. Obviously, Liam O'Brien, the money would be nowhere near what it would be now. Carl Court would have been on a decent wedge, though.
You got to earn the bills. You got to pay those bills.
Yeah, well, medical bills, would have been pretty long list, bless him, unfortunately. But yeah, if he'd have stayed injury free, there was, serious talent there. He could have had probably a career similar to that of like an Emil Heskey, someone of that mould, someone of that ilk. But yeah, injuries did put pay to that. Still did okay after he left us. He went to Wolves, didn't he? But
He
yeah,
did, and he scored 31 and 94. He scored 7 and 22 for Newcastle. His first season, he scored 6 and 13. And I think he only arrived in the January, so he didn't have a full first. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, really. I mean, he scored a wonderful header against. Who did he score that header against? It was a thumping header right towards the end of the season. Someone's going to tell us in the comments. But
I remember
anyway,
him scoring against Everton.
was it against Everton? There was a
That might
game.
not be the goal you're on about, but I know he scored against Everton.
We played. I'm going to make a guess. I think it might have been against Aston Villa when we beat them 3-0 on the final day of the season.
Ah, yeah, you might be onto something there.
Stephen Glass, Carl Court, and then a Delaney own goal. Wonderful
I
time.
used to like Stephen Glass as well.
I used to always pick Stephen Glass to be in the school playground.
He had a wand of a left foot.
He did. I was a big fan of Stephen Glass. But anyway, we've gone way off topic here.
Yeah, we have. I love it when that happens.
Shall we do what we did on the last episode of when we picked shirts? And I want you to name your three in order. 3, 2, 1. Of your favourite.
Okay, so there's no doubt in number one, is there? Really?
No, do it the other way. Don't go 3, 2, 1. Don't
No,
go.
but I know. No, I get that. But when number one's so obvious, number three, I feel like had you gone for that blue one with your last pick instead of the black one, then your picks may have gone.
So are we going to do? Are we going to do it? Are we going to order all 6 now, as opposed to?
That's what we did last time.
Okay, right. Come on, let's see if we agree.
I'm going to give you third with the burgundy Denver bar.
We're there. Let's do all 6. Let's start from 6 and go down. If we're going to do it, we've got to do it properly. Which comes last?
Your Norwich.
Oh, that's scandalous. That. I mean, that's.
No, because I do like the blue numbers. Hang on. No, I do like the blue numbers.
For me, this is my second. Out of my 3, this is number 2 for me. So I don't know if I can allow you to have it number 6.
Oh, it's tough because I do like them blue numbers. I tell you what, this is difficult. You know, there's some strong choices.
You give me your 6, I'll give you my 6, and then we'll see which one we agree on is first. That'll be easier to do. So come on then, 6th for Sam.
But what, bottom of the pile?
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna pick my. Yeah, you're gonna pick that one.
I am.
The green, the two-tone green.
Yeah.
No, I am gonna pick the Norwich one.
Oh, that is scandalous. Right. Okay. Right. Number 5. This is really difficult, actually, because
number 5 will be.
You're going to go for my 3rd pick, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Had you gone for the blue one the year after that, that would have been a lot higher. But again, just because it's finished at 5th and 6th, I don't dislike them. This is seriously tough to order. There's these all of these shirts are absolute belters.
Yeah, no, I agree.
4th. Oh, sorry. So, what was your 5th, number 5?
Probably. Yeah. No. Do you know what? I'll go with that one. Actually, I'll agree with you. I'll go with that one as for number 5.
Okay. 4 will be my one that you put 6th. The teal. Absolutely, yeah, the teal one.
The teal.
Yeah,
okay.
That can go 4th for me.
Oh, I'm struggling here because number 1, 2.
So this is the dilemma now. What do you do with your Norwich one?
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of it.
I apologise actually for keep calling it a Norwich one, because it's wrong. But
Well, so we're there. I've got your two-tone green. I've got the Gary Speed one 5th. So what are the other 4? I've got the maroon, Denver Bar, your one, and the do you know what? It's because the lesser seen 2009-10 one that you picked
is an absolute stunner.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
So, go on then. I'll pick Norwich. Oh, now you've got me calling it.
Oh no, you call it Norwich now. It's just so people know what we're on about, basically. The yellow with the green shorts. 3 is the maroon Denver Bar one.
Ooh, hello. Okay. With that, I just need to have a look at this Ginola one. This Les Ferdinand one again, because I'm genuinely tempted to put that 3rd, because that one that you've picked, that one that the wore Blackpool, I've just fallen head over heels with it. I really have.
It's a
and then I love the Denver Bar one. So do you know what? I'm going to put that move. I am going to go with that 95-96 one in 3rd for me.
Ooh.
It's all a matter of opinion, Sam.
It is.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the black and blue.
Good old Kevin.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most underrated shirt we've ever had.
I will agree with you. I will put that one there, number 2, which means number 1 for you is good old Sir Les.
El Clasico, just yeah.
And good old number 1 for me is Mr. Denver.
That for number 1.
I just have always loved it. Like, I just have always loved it. It's just simplicity at its most. I just love it. People are going to slate us because everyone loves that stripy one. But also, I'm not a sheep. I've got my own views.
Yeah,
and that's top.
No, that's your prerogative.
It's like that hoodie that you're wearing. Not for me. And I know everyone loves it.
Oh, now you're just being thick.
It's all about opinion, Samuel. This is not your world. But it's all about opinion.
Okay.
Which you don't agree with. Let us know in the comments where you would order our 6 picks. And let us also know if we've missed any out, because we no doubt have. And everyone's got their own favourites and own reasons for picking those favourites.
Hard to narrow down to 3 each.
Do you want to quickly just briefly mention, 1 or 2? I mean, you said the red one with Denver Bar was your 4th choice. I mean, any others that you maybe considered? The white away one from 99-2000 came into my thinking. The 96-97 light blue one. Also, just because I think it's absolutely bat crazy, the 97-98 one, the dark blue with the green and orange stripes. Like, that for me is it's just one of those where you go, is it minging or is it quite nice? Or do you just have to applaud the audacity?
No. It's absolutely disgusting.
But you kind of go, I like it.
Yeah, same as the kind of custard cream one, I suppose. They're so rubbish. It's that's what makes them good in a way. That one.
98-99 one always you could catch them on any different day and I'd probably give you a different opinion about it. The 98-99 one, the full blue one with like the gold down the sleeves and around the collar.
Oh no, I love that one. It's almost like a silk material as well.
One day it'll do it for me, the next day it won't. I'm always torn with that one.
No, love it. It feels like satin silk to wear. The one after that as well, the white one, which is the 3rd shirt, has took inspiration from this season, is also very, very good. There's loads. The all yellow one from back in the day, Supermac in the 70s, wearing that yellow one, also very, very good.
With the city crest, and then you've also got a yellow one from 1980-1983, which is lovely. Got the blue star on it. That's a really nice kit, blue collar. Some of the 80s kits were really, really nice. But yeah, there's so many.
I didn't mind the grey one.
That didn't do it for me. I think we've probably picked the best 6, to be quite honest. Give or take 1 or 2 ones that people will no doubt tell us about us. Will tell us in the comments. But yeah, What a wonderful show. I've thoroughly enjoyed that, Sam.
Some a bit of levity for the international break, isn't it?
It is. It is. And hopefully by the time you guys listen to this, Anthony Gordon, Nick Pope, Tino Livramento have come through their pointless clash with Greece's Nits, and they're not injured, and they've had a good day of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope Tino gets on this time to get a cap, because he didn't last time, did he?
Yeah.
So
And if we
hopefully
were still doing get in the bin, international breaks and get in the bin, quite frankly.
Well, you say that, but this one's come at a decent time, so we can get some attacking options back fit.
Only for the main man who wears the number 9 shirt to get injured again. But anyway, let's not bring the mood down. This has been the Everything is Black and White podcast. Just Take 3 with me, Andrew Musgrove and Sam Milner. This week's category was away kits, third kits, change kits, not home kits. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Please give the video a thumbs up on YouTube. Please do let us know in the comments your picks, your thoughts on what we have talked about today. Listen on the podcast channel. Thank you as always. Please do leave us a rating and review. And for myself and Sam, we will see you guys next week for episode number
13. Roll the jazz.
There we go. Catch you in a bit.